Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today we're starting a series called The 4 Pillars of Flood Insurance. And how they each relate to it. We're going to be talking about preparedness, response, recovery, and mitigation. How each one of these directly relates to flood insurance and how it can impact flood insurance premiums. It can impact your process and the claims process. So we're going to talk about those. Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today we're talking about pillar number 2, which is response when it comes to flood insurance and flood claims. Minimizing your flood premiums long term. We're talking about that relationship between flood insurance and response. So what is response? We've recently talked about preparedness. Well, what disaster response is, you're in the middle of that disaster. Maybe you're standing there with 3 feet of water in your house and you don't know what to do. Well, this is disaster response. The response pillar of the flood insurance stages might be one of the most important parts, because what you do in the response stage could dictate your flood insurance premiums in the future. It could dictate how your flood insurance claim goes and the damage to your property. So let's talk about some things that should happen during that response phase. As mentioned, you've got water in your house, probably 3 feet of it. So we want to make sure that you get that water removed. So you want to be looking for a water removal service, mitigation, disaster restoration company that can come in and remove it. Now, many times this water will recede on its own, but many times it doesn't. So you want to make sure you get that water out. One of the major reasons is if you don't get that water out, mold could develop very quickly, creating some hazardous situations for your health and for the property, which could prolong your flood insurance claim being paid out, or maybe even limiting your damages. So this is how, in the response stage of, what's important when it comes to right when you have water in your house. So what about when you've gotten that water removed or you've gotten back into your house? What should you be doing then? Well, you should probably be protecting yourself, wearing masks and things like that. As we mentioned, mold can develop. There could be things inside your house like sewage, other things like that have come in with the water that you want to properly protect yourself from. But you also want to properly document everything, with your personal property. Make sure you're taking pictures of the damage. If you can get VIN numbers, serial numbers, and things like that to show the things that were destroyed. Taking pictures of maybe boards that are warped, your carpet that's been destroyed, walls that have water over them. Take as many pictures as you can in this phase, because what's going to happen is when it's time for you to file that flood insurance claim, all this documentation is going to help speed up that process. So it's very important to do these things in the response phase. The next thing you want to make sure you do is secure your property so that nobody can steal it, that it's not damaged further, because flood insurance may not pay to cover those things if it's damaged further. We recently had a customer like that who had some flood damage but did not take proactive measures to stop it from being damaged any further, and it was damaged by a second flood. And so they only had some limited coverages. So these are some important things that need to happen during that response stage. So if you've got questions about what to do in this response stage, or maybe you're having issues with a flood claim, or you recently had a flood claim and you've been told your insurance is being canceled, please reach out to us. floodinsuranceguru.com. Go to our YouTube and our Facebook channels where we do daily flood education videos. You can also check out our blogs on different subjects just like this one, or you can even give us a call, 205-451-4294. Remember, we have an educational background in flood mitigation, which means we can help you understand your flood risks like this one right here, your flood insurance, and mitigating your property long term to minimize damage and minimize flood insurance premiums. Thank you.